And we are live. Welcome everybody to what did I call this show? Oh yeah, Comic Smack Talk Live.
Oh,
I
Smack
gotta
Talk
remember
Live.
what the hell I labeled stuff as because I'm not always paying attention when I'm doing shit. But yeah, welcome to Comic Smack Talk Live with me and my guest, always partner in crime, Rob, Death Raider into Manhunter.
Can my name or my title be even longer? Probably. I'll have to do a longer title for my next project if I don't do Death Raider Volume 2. Or maybe it'll be Rob Death Raider Volume 2 in Demand Hunter.
Yes.
Will it fit? Is there
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem I ran into is with Indiegogo, and you're like putting the titles on your reward tiers.
Mhm.
It's like I had to abbreviate the shit out of everything once I started adding more stuff to it, and yeah, it's problematic.
Indiegogo is the entire thing is super limiting and
Yes.
super frustrating. I would laugh when someone would ask for like a perk that I didn't have on my campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh boy, just what I wanted to do is spend 30 minutes just trying to upload the right size picture because it'll tell you, you need to be like 660 by 440. And I would build that in Photoshop. And then I would load it up, and it would chop off like the head. And I'm like, what the? Right. So I'd end up having to have such a like a blank portrait with black or white, depending on whatever color I want to use, and then I'd have to just sneak my image on top of that, and then so now then it would finally upload, but it'd be like there'd be so much wasted space.
Yeah.
Because none of it's set up for comic book format.
No, none of it is. It's all set up for the website design, and it's all wide and narrow.
For like photos of technology and stuff.
And I don't know if you did this or not, but this would be my advice for reward tiers. And I know a lot of people will do this, and like some people swear by it. But like doing the add-ons so that like people can like, pick and choose what they're getting for each reward tier gives them more flexibility. I think it's a mistake because when it comes to shipping, it's brutal. It's brutal. Like shipping is difficult anyways, but then when everybody is like picking and choosing, like literally each individual reward tier, like you're like figuring out each individual one, and it's going to slow you down so much for getting the books out to people on time.
I have a million of those, and I understand. I've already thought about how I'm going to have to set up where I'm going to have the card tables all out with all the different things.
And you're just going to have to walk through and look at each reward tier and be like, they get this and this.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Have like my iPad set up on each. Well, this is what this person gets. Boom, boom, boom in the box.
Yeah.
This is what the next person, and just, like try to machine it and just go from there.
It's tricky when it comes down to the shipping, and what I stick to is I level up each, reward tier, you get more stuff, and I try to give as many options in those tiers as I can, but I don't do add-ons. I don't do add-ons at all.
I noticed that, and I noticed some people asking about that. I also noticed there's people that on mine, the way that I did add-ons and the way I did add-on shipping, because it was like, if you get something else, it's only $1 more for the shipping. Some people were buying the perk, and then they would add on another book, and then cancel the perk, and then the add-on book would only be $1 shipping. And Indiegogo wouldn't adjust.
Oh God!
So they're scamming me so that they can get shipping for $1.
That's not good. That is
that's not cool. So when I go back and I look at the final tally and I look at those, the people who did it on specifically on purpose, they get mass media. They get mass media USPS shipping.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
As long as you register your book.
Yeah.
You can do that. So I'm going to do that just specifically for that, for the people that decided to work the system, so that
I
I'll be
can't
like,
believe
hey,
people did that. Oh, that is not cool at all, man.
well, I think it's because they look at some of the big campaigns and they think of all the money that those big campaigns make, and they just look at where my campaign is and go, that's not where it'll be in a year.
Yeah.
Look at that artwork, look at what's going on, and he's been in the business. That campaign's going to be big. He's going to have plenty of money. He's not going to be worried about how he pays his colorist or his letterer in the printing. So they just look at it from, they think there's all this profit in just the sale of the book because of, the $25 price. And it's like, if I sold 100,000 copies, yeah, I mean, that's why Ethan even has his setup the way he does, where the bigger the campaign, the more cool stuff you get. You get PVC figures and all that kind of stuff, so that, because he understands, like, hey, as the campaign gets bigger,
but you have to get to a certain level to be able to do that kind of thing. And when you're at the lower
my
levels,
level,
it does not operate like that.
No. Then everything's a hardship. Printing is a hardship. Yeah. Colorist is a hardship. All that stuff. Yeah.
I am happy to say that all of the U.S. backers of Slave Girl went out today. Well, there'll be. I think there's like 10 I'll ship in the morning.
And that's why you won't be around next week. Because there's like you mentioned.
Slave Girl is out there, man. So yeah, and literally sticking with just the tiers that I did made shipping so much more manageable. Man, shipping is the thing that most people trip on when these campaigns falter or don't get done in the time that people allotted for them. It's shipping gets, it doesn't matter how long of a Comic Pro you've been, shipping gets everybody. So like this was probably my most efficient and streamlined shipping process was Slave Girl. Like I'm gonna have I still got some foreign books to ship. I will admit that I've got about 30 or maybe 40 foreign books to ship. But I'll have that done in the next 3 weeks. Like literally, I'll have the entire Slave Girl, all the backers shipped before Superiors ends at 60 days. So,
oh, dude, that's very cool.
So I'm hoping all the Slave Girl backers will come and back Superiors. Speaking of Superiors, we're not gonna. I won't go through the whole campaign, but we'll just pull up each of our campaigns just because we always forget. And if we don't do it at the beginning, then Yeah. I never know. I'm the best at that. Share screen. So speaking of the Superiors, here we go. My campaign, the Superiors, is we're getting down towards the end. 17 days left, less than 3 weeks left. 16,740 with 229 backers. I would love to get to 300 backers. That's my goal. I would absolutely love to get to 300 backers before we close out in the next just a little over 2 weeks now, really. So 2 weeks from Sunday. So if you guys are watching this on the replay and you haven't checked out the Superiors yet, the link is in the description below the video here for my book, The Superiors, and also Rob's book, Death Raider, and Jimmy's book, Dragon Rage, is down there, and also Peter Gilmore's book, Jack the Ripper 2. So definitely click on those links if you haven't checked these books out yet. So appreciate that. But yeah, Superiors is we're getting close to the end here, so definitely check it out.
I can't believe it, dude. It seems like just like last week.
Yeah, it flies by. Yeah, the 60 days definitely flies by. Let's see here. Let me pull up Death Raider. Share screen. And yeah, like those 60-day campaigns, it's like once you launch, it's kind of like it seems like there's a ton of time, but then all of a sudden things start dwindling down. SF Gaming. Hey, we got somebody in the chat. Appreciate it. SF Gaming. Pre-order the Yellow Flash Who's Who Early Visions bundle. Awesome, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yellow Flash has been like super awesome with the superiors. He's really promoted on his channel, and obviously Yellow Flash has this huge following. And so I was super stoked that he noticed my campaign. And I went in and made that Yellow Flash variant, and I thought it turned out really fun and cool. And then I showed it to Yellow Flash, and he's like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" So we made it into a variant, and yeah, a lot of people have been really stoked about that. So thanks for showing up, SF and Gaming. It's your first time here. Appreciate you showing up. My voice is a little rough here, but if you haven't been here before, if you can hit the like and subscribe to the channel, man, appreciate it. It kind of helps build up the show a little bit and get a little bit more word out there on it. But Death Raider here, Rob's book is in demand and cracked 17,000. And
thank you to Randy.
Randy absolutely.
Pushed it over. Yeah, he pushed it over.
You talk a little Death Raider, and I'll scroll through the.
All right, so Death Raiders, he is a Marsoc Marine Raider who's critically injured in a firefight, and just to be able to survive, just to take the battle to the next stage, he has to build out the Death Raider armor. And that's why the book's called Death Raider. It's the name of his armor.
Dude, how long did you work on this page right here, this pinup? Like,
that's kind of funny. Not as long as you would think.
Oh man.
Just because of the way I work, because my process of I do light pencils on the computer, then I print those, then I finish off the pencils. Then I do the gray tones. I do the gray tones after the pencils. And then I do the inks because, that's where I can go in with the whiteout and stuff and fix things or, shape things a little. Yeah, because I do lose. I'll look at and go, I went a little silly on the grays here or there. So drop in some more black for some contrast. So I always knew in my process I wanted the black and then the white to be like the last thing I do is the whiteout.
Yeah.
So, but I work on multiple pages at a time. Like I have probably 5 pages sitting at my table right now where I've done all the pencils and the gray tones.
Yeah.
And now I'm hitting them with inks. And because of the marker that's on the paper, the inks take a little longer to dry.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I have to keep jumping back and forth, and also some of my ink lines I lose a little bit into that gray, so I actually have to go over some stuff a couple of times. So I'll look at it and go, I can't really see that rendering at all. And that's, you can see it if you look through the artwork. You can see where I pop stuff up with whiteout sometimes.
Dude, down the road, can we look at some in process pages that aren't maybe finished yet, just to kind of see?
No.
Oh no.
I will never show.
You don't want to show it. I understand that. That's fine. That's why I asked.
Todd is always asking me that too about process.
And process is kind of fun, but like, I understand it. I understand it can be kind of like everybody's got their own thing going on. So yeah, you don't necessarily want to be showing all the magic.
Well, also part of it is because a lot of the magic is nothing special. There's no secret. Hey, look at the textures I can just pull out of my head, especially with the markers. I'm leaned over my Cintiq with like 4 different photos. And a YouTube gray marker video. Going in the background. So there's no secrets.
I'm right there with you, man. Like a lot of digital has been life-changing for me. Like I can just do stuff that I could have never done before. So
no, I understand. And even the inking, I'm like, I don't even know where I would start to explained it, because
Oh
now after, for one, the process is a lot different than when I would just ink pencils.
yeah.
And like I just said, sometimes I have to go over some of the lines because the gray marker tone that I did under it.
Well, yeah, like sometimes you're just noodling, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like this is just there's nothing to tell. This is just how you do it, you know.
Like there's the one piece that I put all over Twitter, and it's in my Instagram and stuff. Rob Hunter Art on Twitter and Rob Hunter Art on Instagram. It's the barbarian on the horse pinup that I did.
Yeah.
And I literally penciled and inked that with the gray tones. That's one of those where I did gray tones after. That's when I was still trying to figure out the process. But I went back to that like a month later and added way more rendering just with a Pigma marker.
Oh, yeah.
You know, did a bunch of little like cross hatching stuff. A lot of, that.
Yeah, you like noodle the crap out of pages.
Yeah.
You go back in and you go back out. We do have people in the chat, so if you're in here, man, give us a hail to the chat, definitely.
Hail chat.
Yep. So we got a few people showing up, so let yourself be known, and if this is your first time here, appreciate you hitting the like and subscribe, and if you've been here before, man, let us know. We love shout outs, so
or if you have any questions too.
Yeah,
anybody
absolutely.
has any questions about
absolutely.
stuff, if they want to ask us, we'll try to answer it, just as long as you don't ask me for process videos. I had an assistant. I literally had to train him how to use a friggin' pen nib, so I pretty much had to teach him everything. Yeah. And then, he was better at networking than me. So there came a point where I'm just like,
you're just training. You don't want to be training people to steal your job.
Yeah. It ended up it ended up being that way a little bit, where I was just like, hey man, I told DC at one point, I said, hey, I have the contract.
Yeah.
Why am I not inking this book?
Yeah. Comics is cutthroat, and there's a lot of people that'll just stab you in the back for a gig.
And they told me, they're like, well, Rob, there's nothing available right now. We would have to fire someone to get you on a project. And I said, okay, do it. That was my last contract with DC, because they I was at the point where the projects kept getting
and it's like freelancing, like there's zero job security. It's these connections with editors, and it's like you're always chasing, and it's like when crowdfunding became a thing, probably like a little over 10 years ago, I was like, oh wow, it's like, I need to learn everything I can about this. And then I'd done some crowdfunding books then. And then when I found Comicsgate, it was like step 1, step 2. And it was like, I don't want to chase after these editors and fucking kiss ass just to like get a gig every like once in a while from them, and like that's what
you can't make a living that way.
No, and it's like the early part of my career, that's what I was doing. And it's like these editors like rule comics like with an iron fist, whether they want to admit it or not. And it's like it's a shitty way to make a living, especially if you love comics. So once crowdfunding started, I was like, I'm doing this. And then once I found Comicsgate, I'm like, I'm doing this and this. It's like this is where the future is. These are the real fans. And it's like, let me put my work out there and let the fans see it, and they can decide if they like my stuff or not. And I don't have to be kissing the ass of some editor who barely knows what the fuck he's talking about comics anyways. So it was an absolute game changer for me, because this is, I only wish that this had showed up sooner into my career, so I could have started it like in my late 20s, early 30s. I wish I'd been doing this for 20 years already. So
I learned my career and how much fun I was having in comics went up 200% when the editor-in-chief dug my stuff.
Oh yeah,
And that
yeah,
was when Dan
absolutely.
DiDio was a big fan of my work at DC.
Yep,
And when he was no longer editor in chief, all of a
yep,
sudden I had less work.
yep.
I had more time off, which, dude, time off in comics just means you're not getting paid.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's not like you go like, oh, I
It's
think
not
I have
something
the
like
next week
it's not
off. Let me,
just you're not
yeah,
just sitting on some tropical beach like relaxing. It's like, where's my next gig coming from?
yeah. It's not like movie stars and actors where they talk about, well, there's 2 years between projects, and you're like, well, yeah, you
Yeah,
make so much money. When you make the average American income while you're busy,
yeah,
and then you have 3 weeks off. Now you made nothing for three
yeah.
weeks, and you can't even enjoy that time because you don't know. It's not like
Oh yeah,
the editor goes,
there's no job guaranteed at the end of it. You need to be like chasing down that next job.
yeah, and no one says, "Hey, Rob, you're gonna have the next 3 weeks off." Sorry, you just don't get an email from an editor, or you get a couple of emails from editors saying, "Yeah, we don't have anything for you," and then 1 week turns into 2 weeks, and then it turns
Yeah.
into 3 weeks. Um, while I was at DC, I was fortunate enough that the books I would work on were, how DC would always reprint the books into trade paperbacks really fast. They collect them
Mhm.
like 6 months. Every six
Oh
months,
yeah,
they
yeah,
did the
yeah.
trade. So my royalty checks were always supplemented by the
You were
extra
getting
money
your
that I got
books
paid.
turned into trade paperbacks right away,
Yes.
so then you're getting those royalty checks off of those. So
Hmm.
yeah,
But
that's huge.
that would cover me for those like 3 or 4 weeks when I was waiting for my next project to start,
Right.
which meant, but that those were supposed to be for savings,
Yeah. Yeah.
savings and taxes, and instead it would carry me through the downtime.
Yeah.
So that's and that was the best time of my career was
Right.
that kind of setup. So you're just like, oh geez,
Yeah.
it's I love comics. It's amazing, the artwork and the storytelling, but the
Yeah.
business side it's
It, it,
tricky.
it's a
This is
rough
why we're in.
business. It is a
Mhm,
rough business.
mhm.
There everybody focuses on the success stories, but there's just a lot of like, just like keeping your head above water stories in there too.
Mhm.
Definitely.
For every Finch, there's 300 of us that are just
Yeah.
grinding it out.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Well, should we switch over like to our big summer movie preview
Oh
then?
yeah,
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 yeah.
definitely,
No,
definitely. I
there's
think
there's some cool movies coming out this summer that I'm kind of excited about, and there's some of the trailers are popping now. So let's let me pull let me pull one up here. Now this is probably the one that everybody's kind of been waiting for, and it has its own it has its own obvious problems with the main star who good lord it's like there has to be like DC movie executives that have just been like pulling their hair out of their head for the last whatever year and a half
I
that
know. Oh,
that Ezra Miller has just been like I mean, they probably cannot wait to get this movie out and get it done with, and like just be past the whole Ezra Miller headache because they've sunk a ton of money and equity and their future into this movie, and from all accounts, it sounds like it's going to pay off. But they just want to get it out and done so that they can just wash their hands of Ezra Miller. I gotta assume. I can't think that they're gonna do it. I can't think that any of these studios are gonna touch Ezra Miller with a 10-foot pole ever again because the guy's just such a flake. But
a
yep,
question though: what
yeah.
if it does huge?
I
What if
no,
this
I
Flash
think
movie it does massive? Like everyone is shocked by how much it does. How can you not have another Flash movie? Now I asked
I
that
think I
knowing.
think they'll have another Flash movie. I think they'll change the actor.
Oh,
I don't think they'll do anything with Ezra Miller again. I mean, they're already. I mean, look at they've changed. I mean, Cavill isn't going to be Superman. If they're getting
yeah.
off of Cavill, who's been like a perfect
Mm-hmm.
actor for them and hugely successful, if they're fine with getting off Cavill, they're ready to get off Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was so miscast. Like
I am so excited for this movie because it might be the last DC movie I watch.
Yeah.
Because I have this feeling that the reason they got rid of Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill is all because of money, and they want more low budget stuff like the last Batman movie, the Joker movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm so afraid that they're gonna go super low budget and whoever they get to watch it, and that's it. And I'm like, I'm not interested in watching a $60 million superhero movie. You guys have already shown me what $200 million superhero movies look like, and even the stuff they picked, like the stuff coming out, all sounds like really low budget style characters.
Yeah.
No Blue Beetle.
I like Blue Beetle's got a good budget. It seems like. What I care about, and I get what you're saying there, because you want the budget, you want the special effects, but to me, the biggest thing, and we didn't even get to this, we were going to talk about this and we skipped right over it, but is the writing, like, and the Dungeons and Dragon movie isn't a great example because they did spend on that budget. That movie looked beautiful.
Yeah.
But that script on the Dungeons and Dragons movie, that's the best movie I've seen in a long, long time. That's probably the best movie I've seen this year, easily, hands down. The Dungeons and Dragons movie had a great script, great characters, great motivation for what everybody was doing. It was very interesting. Like I really did love that movie.
It was a little more comedy than I was
okay with the comedy aspect.
I liked it,
yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Like it just it was weird because it was serious and then it was so goofy all at the same time. Yeah, they were trying to do like they couldn't. Yeah, it's like they couldn't pick a lane. Obviously, they're trying to do the Marvel thing where you have a serious plot and then the characters are all cracking ass, making jokes. I liked it. I liked it more than because I didn't expect anything from it. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a total bomb. Well, because when people started saying that it was better than they expected, then my expectations went up. So when I watched I watched it, I was like, well, that's a solid B, but I was starting to think maybe it was going to be like a solid A minus.
I thought like the storyline throughout and all the characters' motivations played really well. Chris Pine was very charismatic as the lead. I think it all worked for me. And part of it is what you're saying, is part of it is my expectations are so low now, so that when a movie gets to like a B level, I put it at an A level because there's so many D's and F's that I've seen. And I'm right here with the ladies, man. Flash, like I don't like Ezra Miller. I think Ezra Miller is a scumbag. I don't like the fact that they're using a Supergirl stand-in for Henry Cavill's Superman. I don't.
Oh no, I like that. No, I like that. I like it because it's a Supergirl who is, she's her mom's a Wonder Woman and her dad's Superman, and I like that. I always thought it was stupid.
That's what the storyline is gonna be.
Yeah, that's what I was told. I was told that they're
spoilers, but none of us know for sure, but
yeah, like that character. That character is
and
a
this
Supergirl.
Is Ezra Miller's retirement movie. Yeah, I hope so. I don't want to see Ezra Miller and stuff after this.
I can separate myself from the shitty person that he is.
Oh, and that is
otherwise we'd never be able to buy any product from any corporation.
There's always
because they're so terrible.
The old phrase, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. There's always something. So this is actually an option too here that DC has the nice option of you can always switch off of Barry Allen to go to Wally West and switch flashes. And it's very comic accurate to that. So they wouldn't even be like, something comic fans would hate. It's like there's a lot of Wally West fans out there. Blue Beetle deserves a bomb calling that, and Yeah, that was it was what's his face? Who's the actor, the Hispanic actor guy? I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah.
He calls Batman a fascist at the end of the Blue Beetle trailer, which I thought was trash too. It's like, DC, pull your head out of your ass. Batman is the only thing making you money. And so, like, don't throw him under the bus to the woke crowd, because like he's the only thing that's putting asses in seats in the theater. And Supergirl, I'm with Ladies Man 100%.
She's not blonde. Her mom is Wonder Woman and her dad is Superman.
That's
she's got dark hair.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the dark-haired Supergirl either, so I'm right there with you.
I guess I'm alone. I'm alone tonight in that. I think it's cool because I just see the fact that you get half Kryptonian and a half magic-powered Amazonian.
Oh, yeah.
Zeus is my grandfather, Grandpa Zeus. So, I mean, you can have her be ultra-powerful, like Kryptonite only.
Well, that's the thing, is like, how powerful are they going to make her if she is like Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter? Because like then she doesn't even have
she has none of the weaknesses,
or she doesn't have the weakness to magic because she's from magic. So Hail Edwin in the chat, man. Thanks everybody for showing up tonight and hanging out with us for the 2023 movie preview. It's kind of almost like the Oscars here tonight with me and Rob. We've got that kind of level of glamour and glitz. It's very old school Hollywood. I was gonna wear my tuxedo, but it's at the what do you call that?
I'm wearing my Thundercats t-shirt. It's the first time on live stream wearing my Thundercats.
I got my old school Avengers t-shirt on. So
very nice, very nice.
But hey, everybody in the chat, thank you guys for being here. We super appreciate everybody that hangs out with us to bullshit about comics.
I don't want Flash spoilers.
Yeah, this is Comic Smack Talk Live, where we smack talk comics. Do you want to know Flash spoilers or not? You'll both freak out.
I don't want to know spoilers. I'm
not a spoilers guy. I like to go in I like to go in with an open mind. I don't want to. I want to see stuff as it shows up on the screen. So, yeah, George Lopez. Yep. You got it. Did you see that lame thing where he was like pretending to pee on one of the Hollywood stars or something, and they had it blurred out George Lopez, and he just had like he was holding a little squirt water bottle down there, pretending he was peeing on something. It's like, fuck off. It's like these guys like, and it's total SJW move, total oh god, man, my brain is dead tonight. What's when you're trying to, oh Christ, there's the word for it and I can't think of it, and Rob's not gonna be able to help me
because I'm really bad at that too.
Yeah, what the social justice warriors do, it's never mind. We'll
activism.
Yeah, it's basically that, but Ethan. Well, and Ethan probably is getting some Flash royalties because, man, Ethan did a lot of that work, and they're using a lot of Ethan stuff. Like, it's hilarious when Ethan posts like the royalty stuff that he's getting, and like all the SJWs eating out of their cat food cans, just like. It riles them, and it's just freaking hilarious because, I mean, Ethan was a DC he was a DC icon, basically.
Yeah, he big shot at DC for what, at least a decade? Solid
20 plus years, and then he, like, the only time he wasn't at DC was to, like, jump over to Marvel for a little bit and do the X-Men with Garth. Was it Morrison? Yeah.
I think Grant Morrison, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
I'm hoping they show the Reverse Flash in his metal costume, because even though Brett Booth designed the front of it, I designed the back of it in Suicide Squad. And the editor, I told the editor, I go, hey, there's no Brett Booth reference for the back of his costume. And he goes, well, just keep doing what Brett did on the front, and I was like thinking to myself, why would I do that?
No, I'm gonna make
No,
I'm
why
gonna
would
make
I
my
do
own
that?
and get the royalties.
Yeah, so
Use that comic. Use that comic accurate costume, man.
So I made it a little different for the back shots, just so that I could say I designed the back of his costume.
That's
no, I have no paperwork, but I have the books from.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you're the artist on there, so yeah, you can.
I might have to make a phone call.
Absolutely.
They're like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I'm like, check out my name. I worked on 5.
I'm sure there are dudes on there that like fought after getting some of those royalties, and like had to make a stink. So, well, here let's pull up the Flash trailer and give it a look. This is the newest one.
Oh, so, I saw this.
Yeah, look at the boots. Yeah, they've definitely changed the costume from the Snyder movies. So, yeah, they're doing some new stuff with it, definitely. So,
hey, Clint.
Yo.
When you're the designer on a movie,
yeah,
and they show you, well, this is what his costume looked like in the previous movie.
Yeah,
and you're thinking about toys.
Exactly.
You're thinking about all that other stuff.
And
are you going to just repeat the costume, or are you going to change the costume?
And that's what happens on every one of these things. And like I asked it for a long time, just being naive, and it's like, why are they always effing with the costume? Like when you've got a good costume, just leave it the way it is and do it throughout all the movies. Why does Captain America have a different costume? You just hit the nail on the head.
And toys.
Every one of those costume designers in those movies, they're going to get brand new royalties, brand new checks because of
brand
all
new
the toys. Yep, all
brand
the
new
toys,
action figures, new
all
t-shirts.
the new line of toys. Well, it's like why doesn't Superman have a belt buckle in this one? It's because every one of those toys that comes out without that belt buckle, all those costume designers are going to get more money in their royalties. So,
well, I'm friends with a couple of the pro wrestlers from WWF.
Oh, okay.
And Hurricane, when he was at
Hurricane Helmsley, is that?
Yep. Yeah.
I know that guy.
So when because he's a comic book fan, so it was really weird. We were backstage at a Raw one night, and he comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, man," he goes, "Al told us that you're going to be here," and he goes, I picked up some of your books for you to sign," and I'm looking at him going, how surreal is this? I'm backstage looking at all these people that I watch every week, and I'm signing comic books for somebody. But he said that he would literally every time, like if he got hurt and had to take some time off, whenever he came back, he always had a new costume. And WWE's like, dude, you changed your costume again. And he's like, oh, I just had a couple ideas. And they're like, well, now we got to make another toy. And he smiled to himself because he knew, new toy, new royalty check.
That's how it works, man. It's like, absolutely. And then all of a sudden, he's got like 3 versions of his toy, whereas all the other wrestlers only have like one. And there's little tricks. Like if you're clever enough to figure out how the game works, there's little tricks.
He's not a stupid dude.
He was
one of the first people to come out with an app when all that stuff was coming out too. Yeah, he's a smart guy.
He had a reason behind everything he was doing. All right, let's check out this latest Flash trailer here. Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, that does not cooperate.
I think we saw the Flash ring too for his costume.
I think we did.
There it is. Oh, that's just a change.
Oh my God! Flash!
Hi.
I love you.
Thank you.
Passing you into Mr. Wayne.
No, please don't.
I need you here now, Barry. So you're saying you could travel back in time?
But Bruce, I can fix things. I can save people. I can save my mom. I can save your parents.
You can also destroy everything.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too.
So how was it this week? How's school?
School was good. Oh, this is mad trippy. Dude, this is catastrophic.
This world must die.
I'm not gonna lose her again. It's not Clark.
My name is Kara. I will help you.
Interesting group.
Want some help? Wait, he's Batman?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh, this rips! We're in uncharted territory. Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
You have fancy friends.
No, it was an Uber. Oh, exec.
I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, not too shabby. Yeah.
He might be an idiot, but
He-
I want to know how many different times he has to go back in the past because he keeps effing things up.
Yeah.
You know, I hope it's not going to be like because I'm watching in my meal breaks. I'm watching Edge of Tomorrow for the 19th time.
Oh, I love that movie.
And he keeps dying.
Yeah.
I hope we don't see a flash where he has to oh no, and then he has to go
Just
back in time again.
Plunk himself in the head to start out the timeline again.
Yeah.
I loved Edge of Tomorrow, man. That was a totally kick-ass Tom Cruise movie, man.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
In that movie, Emily Blunt says that it would be too expensive to make another one. Isn't that weird to say that when they're spending more money on movies now than ever? Maybe it's because she's going to want a bigger check.
Yeah.
Here's
don't
the thing,
know.
the aliens.
I could see. It'll depend. It really all depends on Tom Cruise. Cruise, if he, Tom was looking for extra franchises to have because he was doing so many of the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
And then with the success of that one, I think he started looking at it as a new franchise for him if it worked out right.
Yeah,
but then,
since Maverick did so well,
that's the thing.
Might put the money behind Edge of Tomorrow too.
Yeah,
it just but it all depends on him because he even said
Maverick,
that Maverick didn't get made.
I think Maverick changed the game for a lot of Hollywood because it Hollywood has been losing money on bad movies for a while, and then the pandemic really took the bottom line out for them. And when Steven Spielberg is coming up and hugging you and telling you that you saved Hollywood and you saved theatrical movies, that's a game changer. And those are the people that are writing the checks to finance these movies. It's that's no small thing. And Tom Cruise kind of showed them the way. There's going to be a ton of people in Hollywood that'll fight it because they don't want to go they don't want their movies aimed at the Midwest. They don't want mainstream successful movies.
They want to be preachy. They're rich and they think they're above us.
They want to preach their agenda. It's all propaganda. But there are people that also want to make money in Hollywood. So,
they always want to make money.
Maverick things, but
they just want to be preachy. They just want to be preachy, but they still want us to buy the movie tickets.
Yeah, they made so much money that now it's just it's listen to our agenda. Yeah.
Ladies Man just said 272. Does that mean, hey, Ladies Man? Does that mean you're in Clearwater since you're using the 272 area code?
The 727.
Yeah, did I just reverse that?
Yeah, you said
I said
272.
272. Yeah, 727. Sorry. But
I would
yeah,
love
yeah.
a slave girl movie, man. That would be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And
Cha-ching.
I wouldn't even ask for that much money. I just want it to happen. Yeah, that's the thing, is we all wish they would just release good movies. But yeah, there's an agenda, and that's why I always like to know, the more I can find out about what's going on behind the scenes, because there's always a reason this stuff is happening. It's just not always obvious why.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's a reason that Hollywood has just been making shitty movies for the last decade. I mean, I'm actually excited to go see The Machine, that Bert, that comedian. Bert,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I saw an ad for that.
Just because, think about the last few years, how few comedy movies have come out. We used to have Old School and The Wedding Crashers and all these movies that were hilarious. And then you look at them and it's all those movies were 20 years ago.
Dude, half those movies went through Netflix.
Yeah,
they don't go to the theater now.
There are not comedy movies. There are not comedy movies in the theater anymore. So
no. So much stuff that would have come out in the theater, they just released. Oh, so that's why he's doing 727.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Tampa, Florida, so that's why I recognize 727.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all those movies that were supposed to come out during COVID that they just Netflix and Amazon bought instead.
Oh
they
yeah,
just released on the platform.
They bought them and streamed them.
And you can still see how Netflix is putting out way more comedies than you would see comedy movies by big stars that never, they don't even bother putting in the movies now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. What would you do? Do you want to take that $10 million and no royalties, or take $5 million and hope that it's a big hit in the movie theater, and you get another 10 million on top of it? Do you really want to risk it, or just take the 10 million up front from Netflix?
Yeah, and most people are going to play it safe and just Oh yeah, so there is big talk this summer. There's a TampaCon. Is there a TampaCon at the end of June or July?
There is. I emailed a couple of different reps from Tampa Comic Con, trying to get a table, and no one would even email me back. So if I show up at Tampa Comic Con, I'm going to be in line
just as a
ticket, just like everybody else.
Oh wow! Are they? Is that a pretty big show then? That
it is. It's pretty decent. There are also things that have gotten a little weird, because if you were doing MegaCon, MegaCon, the company that now owns MegaCon, did a Tampa show, and because they did a Tampa show, that pissed off the Tampa Comic Con.
Oh sure.
So Tampa Comic Con decided to draw a line, saying that if you do MegaCon, you can't do Tampa Comic Con.
Is that why you think you got some flack, or?
I always did MegaCon. I always went to MegaCon. I don't know. I probably because I just haven't been on a Marvel and DC book in 4 years.
Yeah.
It could be that.
Right.
Some of the weird promoter stuff is it's weird, and it's all guessing because I'm not Dave Finch,
yeah.
So
yeah, no, you never know there, but so the next big movie we're going to preview is, and I'm excited about Flash. I think Flash has promise. This movie I am a lot more skeptical about. I haven't heard good things, and the little that I have heard about it just doesn't give me a lot of hope, and which hurts because I love Indiana Jones. But Crystal Skull, I think Crystal Skull was a good movie up till the ending.
Still liked it. It was weird though.
That ending was just, it didn't fit the rest of the Indiana Jones vibe. But up till that, I think it was an okay movie. It wasn't a terrible movie. I hated Shia LaBeouf as his kid, but I could live with it. but now this just there's some stuff that just makes me kind of cringe. And I
Dude,
think
have you seen the trailer yet?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen this trailer yet, so this will be probably my first time seeing the full trailer.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Ask you after it's over.
All right, let's give this one a look, see, and see what we think about it.
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something on a train during the war. A dial that could change the course of history.
Why are you chasing the thing that drove your father crazy?
Don't move.
We need to get out of here. Stop! Sorry.
Helena!
Dr. Jones, get him. Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all. You stole it. Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
This way!
Fasten your seatbelt. There might be some turbulence.
You've taken your chances, made your mistakes. And now a final triumph.
Indy! Give him hell, Indiana Jones! A few times in my life, I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo. Been shot 9 times, including once by your father. Ow! Sorry! But I've been looking for this all my life.
Yeah.
I like it still. I still like it.
I can't stand that woman.
There's already generating a ton of feminine flack like us. But that trailer looks a lot. I saw a trailer that was mostly just the those little cars that they were in chasing, and it looked like a bad Universal ride. Just the effects for that, and the cuts were like kind of cheesy. Like they're doing like 5 miles an hour, and they're trying to make them look like they're zipping through the streets. And I was just like, oh,
yeah.
But I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan.
Me too.
And I'm hoping she's not as annoying as people keep complaining that she is, and how they want her to take over Indiana Jones. Literally, here's the thing: they already had the one actor who died. He did the young Indiana Jones, and that went nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
It might really just be it's Harrison Ford, and when Harrison Ford can't do it anymore, it's over. No more Indiana Jones.
And I mean, they're just like she's in there for a certain demographic. You know what I mean? Like they put her in there for a reason. And I mean, it is what it is. It's like I've gotten so sick of it because they do it with everything now. And it's like it can't just be the Thing. It has to be the Thing with something attached to it, aimed at a bunch of people that don't like the Thing. And it's like, why can't we just have the Thing? And if people don't like the Thing, they don't need to go see it. They're trying to cover all their bases. They're trying to be greedy, and it ends up just making a mediocre product.
Yeah. They try to placate everyone, and when you do that, no one likes it.
Yeah.
which is what Maverick did not. Maverick did not placate.
Maverick did not try to placate to this SJW crowd and like look at the success, but like, you know, whatever. Disney is stuck in their ruts. They're being stubborn, and let them keep failing. Like all other movies have been failing, and let them keep failing. That's fine. If this movie is what I suspect it to be, I'll be happy to see Indiana Jones fail. As much as I love the first three movies, I love the first and the third movie. Temple of Doom wasn't the greatest movie in the world.
No. When you look, like, I don't even watch it now.
No,
I'm just like, man, what a depressing movie. It was so depressing.
Yeah, the first and the third Indiana Jones movies were awesome, and the third was just like a bigger, bolder version of the first in a way. And then it don't never hurts to add Sean Connery. So
no, of course not.
Yeah. So it's like the Indiana Jones movies to me, the first and third ones I love, but it's not like this precious thing where it's like, oh, I'm just so upset that they ruined Indiana Jones. It's like, no, it's like they kind of ruined it a bunch of times. So
yeah. Ladies Man 727. If I do MegaCon sometime in the future, you can, I sign everything, and I sign everything for free. If I end up at Tampa Comic Con and you run into me, because now you've been staring at my face, so you definitely know who I am, and I'll probably be wearing the same damn hat. And I'll sign whatever you have. Or if I do a comic book store signing, I haven't done a comic book store signing in forever, but when I have, it was Emerald City over in Pinellas County, because that's where I live. I live over in Pinellas County. Or there might be a future opportunity in the next 6 months where I might be doing a signing at a comic book store in Tampa. So, and any of that stuff I'll announce on live streams if I'm going to do signings or whatever, because I don't do signings very often. So,
but you can track him down. Rob is out there, so
and I'll announce it. Yeah, I'll announce it too, and I'll put it on Twitter and all that other stuff.
I always have fun signing comics because it's like I never thought it's like, oh wow, somebody wants me to sign their comics. It's like, oh, I feel cool.
Yeah, well, exactly, dude. And like people are like, well, how much are you charging? And I'm like, you already bought the book.
You bought the book. I'm more than happy to sign it for.
Yeah, I have a job, and I got to do that job because you were buying the book in the first place. Why would I charge you for me to sign something like you bought the book I worked on? So.
Now Marcus can't give a shit because he showed up late. So it was your opportunity, but you had to be here on time, just like anything else. Will you wear the Thundercat shirt?
No, I won't. I will not be wearing the Thundercat shirt. It's a little short on me, so I can wear it on live stream, but I wouldn't be able to wear it at a convention. So
it's weird. I know how those shirts get short on you. It's an unfortunate thing. It's like,
well, this shirt never really fit me, but because of it's nice and I mean, look how, dude, this shirt's like 5 years old. Look how new it looks, because I never wear it. It doesn't fit me right. So I'll probably be wearing a Batman shirt if I go to a comic book show or a comic book signing. So.
Oh, Randy's showing up now. Everybody's showing up just a little bit late. You catch us on the replay.
Did Billy Tucci's live stream end?
Oh, that might be.
Started at 8. Yeah, it started at 8, so it might be over.
We had a little bit bigger name competition going against us. So, hey, we appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Thank you for showing up, even if you're a little bit late. The more the merrier, we always say. Me and Rob have been going through the big summer movie releases here. So,
I have a question for you, Clint. Did you ever watch any of the Beast War cartoons?
This will be the weirdest thing. I am not a big cartoon guy. I grew up on Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep, same here.
Lived and died by all the Saturday morning cartoons, Super Friends, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, all, Scooby-Doo, loved Scooby-Doo, Bugs Bunny, Hanna-Barbera, all that stuff. I even remember like a little bit of, what was it, Gloop and Gleep and
Yes.
what were those guys?
Herculoids.
The Herculoids. I was born at an age where I vaguely can remember those and thought the art was so cool on that, and it was all comic book artists that designed that stuff.
Yeah.
But once I got a little bit older, He-Man, I was total He-Man guy. I loved the He-Man cartoons. But after that, I stopped being into any kind of animated stuff, and I've never been able to get back into it. I've tried. I like literally, because I'll hear people talk about like animated stuff that they think is cool, and I'll try and watch it, and I just can't get into it anymore, unfortunately.
To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it either. It's funny because Beast Wars, I think in my 20s when it first came out, the that early CGI Beast Wars stuff. But I remember like flipping through channels, or I just hadn't changed the channel, and it came on, and the damn one of the Transformers is like a samurai Ronin, but he was a dinosaur. He was a raptor.
Yeah.
And he was so effing cool. I was like, who the F is this?
Oh yeah.
So I ended up because of the timing it was on. If I was flipping through the channels and it was on, I would leave it on while I was working.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, oh dude, this is like for little kids and for adults at the same time.
Yeah, the way they wrote it and stuff, yeah. And that's and that's like that era where they started realizing we've got both audiences. Let's give each of them a little bit, because there was smart creators behind all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
and this brings up the movie stuff. If I had WB or if I had Marvel, I would always release on Saturday morning or at 3 p.m. for kids coming home from school. I would release the cartoons of characters that I would be putting in movies or make movies of first. I would give it like five years ahead. Like if you don't know who Darkseid is, I would make sure that Darkseid's in the cartoons. I would Blue Beetle, all those guys would have their own Saturday morning cartoons long before the movies ever came out.
Yeah,
so that I build in an audience.
They've been missing opportunities for the last decade. Is like they're living off of stuff from 30 years ago when they should be like keep pumping out new stuff with the animation and then releasing the movies like 5 to 8 years afterwards.
They're cheap and they're in a hurry.
Yep. And it's
nobody who's in charge thinks they're going to be in charge in 8 years.
Yeah, no.
Why are they going to plant a tree for someone else?
Yep. No, you're right. You're right on the money. It's like those 8 to 13-year-olds be pumping them full of these cartoons, and then 7 to 10 years later, when they're 25, 27 or whatever, and got a job and got some money, and then you hit them. It's like Marvel showed the way with the first decade of the MCU, and it's like it's just printing money then. But you have to like be self-aware and then stick around with the job long enough that you're there to collect the fruit off the tree you planted.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think any of them want to plan that long.
No, none of them are talented enough to stick around that long.
Look at how shitty the X-Men movies were. But you had like generations of watching all those X-Men cartoons.
Yeah,
like those X-Men movies still did well, and they weren't very good movies.
They weren't very good, but everybody knew the X-Men, and everybody just wanted to see Wolverine. And like, it's just like, it's like you're just setting yourself up for success. Just be smart enough to do it, So
don't be lazy about it. And they still were lazy about it, and they still would make $750 million on a shitty movie.
And like all these Transformers movies, they haven't been great, but guess what? Everybody shows up in droves to them every summer because everybody just wants to see giant robots like saving the world one more time. And doesn't matter who the human actors that you are that you shove into the movies anymore. It's like. Like this time I don't recognize the main guy at all. He's like a total newbie.
No, What's the Bumblebee format? That girl wasn't. I mean, she'd been in a bunch of movies, but she's still.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like a Mark Wahlberg or
Yeah.
But look at Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
He was a nobody until Transformers.
Yeah, like that made his whole career. So yeah, I think that's what they're thinking with this kid. I know I've seen him somewhere, but I don't know who the actor is. So like this is probably gonna make him. But
it's weird they keep retroing it though. Why they did it? Bumblebee was 80s. No, this is like 90s, right? This is the 90s or 2000s.
They haven't planned ahead. So they you know what I mean? It's like it's like what you were just talking about. Each director or producer is like, oh, we'll do this movie trilogy. And it's like, oh well, it keeps making us a shit ton of money. So like what other this is how movie producers, what other robots do you have? What new robots do we stick in this
which
movie?
one sold a lot of toys?
Yeah.
Beast Wars sold a lot of toys.
Yep, they don't care about the earlier storylines. It's just like just make it work. Just put new robots in, sell new toys, and make it work. It's still making money. But I don't care, and I don't think anybody going to see these movies cares. Transformer movies, it's what summer box office is all about. It's like you want to go sit in the air conditioned theater when it's like 95 degrees out. Get your big thing of popcorn. And you want to watch Optimus Prime save the world again. And you want to watch Bumblebee kick some ass, and maybe they'll have whoever this young actor is. I'm sure if you're 20 years old, you know who the kid is. He's probably been in
you're 20. So, we're not 20, so we don't know who it is.
But it's like I'm sure they've got it all figured out. So let's pop up the Transformers trailer here and give it a check out.
And Randy, those movies are for the people buying the comics.
You want it? Come and get it.
Sorry, what's that, Rob?
Randy and saying that some of the DC animated movies are good, but they go straight to DVD. Those are for the fans who buy the comic books and fans of like just animated action superhero in general. Those aren't for the kids. Those don't go to Saturday morning. That literally is. They're just trying to make more money off of the collectors that are still around, or the collectors who don't even buy comics.
They should have something like this on TV that is aimed at the kids. That's the audience they're missing. Is like there should be like a ton of DC superhero animated shows whenever, like on Cartoon Network or wherever kids watch show. Because I don't think it's just Saturday mornings. I think ended a long time ago. Now it's just Cartoon Network 24/7. But
well, here's the thing: can you bring it back? Who wants to be the guy who brings it back to a network?
Yeah,
I'll be the guy. I'll have Fox Saturday morning cartoons.
But like that's how you build your audience, and maybe that's what James Gunn is realizing. Yeah. You know, if he's got a brain in his head, he seems like he kind of knows what he's doing, or somebody should clue him in on that. But yeah, like that is what they should be doing for sure. Well, let's check out this Transformers. Oh yeah, that looks cool. That's the thing is like the stuff always looked freaking cool, man.
It does.
You know, the story might not be perfect, but it looks like a lot of fun. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Come on, old guy.
It's like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade out here, Jimmy J. You hired me from a want ad. Think that comes with a superpower? Good luck. Spot the cruisers right now.
That's the last night. That's the wrong one.
Dinosaur.
Oh, I think it went to the wrong.
Yeah, you jumped it or something.
Skipped. Okay. Here we go.
You want it? Come and get it. For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again. Prime. This is about the fate of all living things. Unicron is coming.
Uh-oh.
No.
Back up.
Oh, I thought we were boys.
You want it? Come and get it.
You brought a human here?
I'm nobody. I ain't even seen nothing. I'm not even seeing anything right now.
Think you hold the lake and you haven't fed the ape? Stop!
This is not our war.
Optimus, we must trust each other to protect the home we all share.
How big can this guy be?
He eats planets. So, like, way bigger than a planet.
In the end, everything you cared for will be consumed.
Maybe there's another way to save our home.
You've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
Oh, there's a rhinoceros transformer.
It looks awesome.
Yo, Noah, take the wheel.
So
I love when they get like a little bit of Fast and the Furious in there too with the cars.
I don't know much about Unicron, except for he's huge.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're stealing Unicron or Crom and Galactus all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Because now he eats planets. I don't know if he ate planets.
Well, they said he eats planets, but then it's also 1994. I saw the Twin Towers. Like, so this whole movie is looking like a prequel, or at least they're setting it up as a prequel to the first movies.
I think they're still trying to sneak these movies in into the Michael Bay Transformers storyline.
But
so because Unicron is part of the planet, he's part of the planet in the last Michael Bay Transformers movie. So maybe he gets imprisoned somehow. Optimus imprisons him in the planet.
No, okay, yeah, but like timeline wise, it seems like this is all set before the previous movies, even the Shia LaBeouf movies, even. So so it's like it's a Transformers time period.
Well, the last one was too. Bumblebee was the 80s.
Oh yeah, Bumblebee was thrown back too. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
And I don't like it when they do that.
Music on her headphones, and it was all yeah. I didn't watch all of that one. That one didn't really do it for me.
I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, but I can't even force myself to watch it again. You know, when I'm flipping through streaming and it's 1 a.m. and I'm gonna be in bed in an hour, so I just want to watch something for an hour.
Yeah, just something you can zone out on. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of it. I'm like, there's got to be something better on. So.
Oh, is that the Crown Royal guy? The Crown Royal guy who goes and buys a bottle of Crown Royal for his mom. I remember this commercial that Marcus is mentioning. So it does look like that dude. That's funny how they pick these guys out and like they'll put them in a movie and then they'll like have a guest spot in this and then we're gonna bring them up because they show all this stuff like target audiences and stuff and get that kind of feedback of do you like this guy, 20 questions about him, what did you like, what didn't you like. It's kind of that whole Chris Pratt effect is like how do these people play to a bigger, wider audience kind of thing.
Well, they've done that with a bunch of the swimsuit model girls. Where remember the girl that was in the Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes movie? She was also in another big summer movie, almost the same time period.
Yeah.
And then they did it again with the blonde woman model that was in Battleship. She was also in the Adam Sandler summer
Adam
movie.
Sandler movie, yeah. Like, and I mean, you didn't have to target demographic. She was gorgeous. Like that bikini scene of her walking out of the beach, that's up there with like the Bo Derek stuff from the 80s. Like
that's what happens.
The slow bounce of
when you hire a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model who wants to be an actress, you put her in your big summer movie.
Well, and that's the thing is like those girls, they barely get looked at anymore because the way these movies are like ran by people that don't think anybody likes that stuff anymore. And it's like Brooklyn Decker, that's her name. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that Sandler movie with I mean Sandler, like he understands, like Sandler is not woke whatsoever. He understands what audiences like, and then he understands that if he writes the movie the right way, he can turn it into a vacation for him and his buddies that they all get paid for.
Yeah,
like
I think he insulates them enough by always doing movies with all the same people.
Yep.
He's the producer.
Yep.
So
he's a producer on all this stuff.
Yeah,
he does movies with the same people, and they're always like on vacation spots now. It's always like Hawaii or the African safari thing, or like the murder mystery stuff that's on Netflix. It's in like these beautiful European locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not roughing it when he's filming the movies. It's like literally, it's a paid vacation to someplace anybody would dream of going to. So
yeah. I liked that. I liked his first murder mystery movie, but the second one really seemed like we don't really have a script.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just supplement script for action sequences.
Yep. I love the first one too. The second one was okay. It wasn't nearly as good as the first one. Was really entertaining. So
yes, it was.
And
the second one was okay.
That's again where it comes down to the script, It's like you really need that script that sells. And like the second one wasn't a bad movie, but the script in the first one was stellar, and the script in the second one was like, it was good enough. And
I've learned from working in comics that, making a movie and making a comics is who's available when the project has to be made.
Yeah.
And I think that probably could have been a lot of the Adam Sandler thing. Like, we want to do a second one. Netflix wants to buy a second one from us. But Jennifer Aniston only can work from here to here.
Yeah.
And Adam only can work from here to here. So the movie has to be made like we got to start in a month. Or
there's a deadline. And those script writers
whether the
like,
script is ready or not.
And you'd like to spend another year polishing the script and getting all the jokes in. But at a certain point, it's like, they need it now. I need a check. And it's just, it's like with anything else creatively. It's like, it could always be better if you had more time. But at a certain point, things just need to get done and out there. So,
comic books are the same way. To
absolutely.
The right writer with the right penciler, and then, bring in the inker and colors to, round out that project. Dude, that especially nowadays, but even back in the day, that didn't happen as much. If you thought like, oh man, we want to put this, this great project together, because no, dude, the editor was told he needs to come up with 4 new projects for this quarter.
Yeah.
Not, oh my God, this guy's amazing. What are we going to put him on? Or this story is insane.
No,
we've
that's
got to
not
get
the way
him.
they operate.
It doesn't. No, that's not how it works.
I wish it worked the other way, because the comics would look a lot better than they do. But it's the total opposite. It's a total backwards way of thinking about putting the comics together.
They might see an art team and go, well, this art team is fantastic, but they might not be fantastic for the miniseries, but it's the only thing they have available for them.
Yeah.
So they stick it on it, and you're just like,
I hate it. And
why is this guy drawing this?
That is what's better about crowdfunding. That's what the Comicsgate has allowed us for, is to like really kind of put the energy and effort into the creative end of this product, instead of just like having it be a rush job, a deadline thing, and just slap whoever is handy on a book that might not fit. It's like, no, these books are built up from the ground up. So this is a better way of doing it, and I think it shows in the product with the books that are coming out through Comicsgate.
So Marcus is saying that Birkeland Decker is now an interior decorator.
Yeah, it sounds like, and it is my wife's customer. My wife sells high-end furniture. That's awesome, man.
Well, she married that tennis player who
Yeah,
retired.
her and the tennis player have been together for a long time. He's actually at the end of the Adam Sandler movie, which is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. So they're just she just probably staying busy.
Yeah.
You got your money and you just, stay busy and don't spend it. Don't spend your savings, keep your savings.
Yeah.
So find a job.
I think we are going to wrap it up a little early because it feels like I'm losing my voice or something here. I've been super raspy all night long. So, but yeah, I wanted to get through the movie trailers, and there are some good movies coming up this summer, I think, that we're a little bit excited about. And it would be nice if they were all winners, but I don't have too much faith in that.
I'm going to go watch Fast and the Furious with my wife. She's a big Fast and the Furious
fan.
fan.
Nice. That'll be a good time.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It might be ridiculous, but it should be
absolutely. And no, I want to see that too. I want to get out to see that. So I am going to be gone next week. I'm going to be traveling. So we're going to have we won't be here next Thursday, but we will be back the following week, and we'll probably try and hit Thursday and Sunday the following week, and that'll be getting close to the close of the Superiors. As always, the links are in the description down below. If it's your first time to the channel, if you can hit like and subscribe, I'd super appreciate it. And then check out my book, The Superiors, on Indiegogo with the link down below, and check out Rob's book. There we go. I'm pointing the right way. Check out Rob's book, Death Hunter.
Death Raider. You did that on purpose.
It's the end of the show, man. I'm tired. Definitely check out Death Raider, not Death Hunter. Don't look for Death Hunter.
That could be my next
book. Run a secondary campaign as Death Hunter. Pick up a whole bunch more backers.
I'll put out an ash can. How quickly can I draw like 10 pages for an ash can?
No doubt, yeah. Just crank them out, man.
Oh,
did
yeah.
Cover Mission Impossible. Oh, no. We did not cover Mission Impossible. And yeah, I'm on board. Like, I'm all Tom Cruise now after Maverick last year. What I respect about Tom Cruise is he cares about what he's doing, where these other people that are just churning out these movies, they don't give a fuck. They just want to, they want to crank out a movie and get their payday. Tom could retire tomorrow, disappear, and have more money than he ever know what to do with. Tom gives a shit about what he's doing. Tom respects his audience and appreciates them for backing his books, and Maverick showed it more than ever. But yeah, I can't wait for this Mission Impossible is like a two-parter. It's a back-to-back, and I think it's going to blow everybody away, and I hope it's the biggest movie this summer. I'm super stoked about Mission Impossible.
Oh, yeah, me too. Tom Cruise is the kind of guy that if he signs on to a movie and it only had a $30 million budget, when he signs on, it turns into a $90 million movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some of those slower sci-fi movies that he jumped on, like Oblivion and stuff, those were nothing movies until he signed up for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he only signs up for it because he knows not only will he bring in the investors, he's only going to do it if the production is a certain level.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's
stuff isn't cheaped out. Yeah, there's no.
He puts his full effort into it, and he makes sure the financing is there, and he knows all of it. Like, it's one of those, like, a lot of these actors just get in a movie and they do their part and they're gone. It's like,
like they fly in. Oh, where's my script? I'll see you in a few hours for the first shoot.
And Tom Cruise is in every aspect of the movie, from the script writing, the director, what they've done before, what their vibe is, the stunt coordination, and obviously Tom respects stunt coordinators and stuntmen, and like does his own stunts, and I respect the hell out of what Tom Cruise is doing with movies now. it shows that he cares. And I don't understand why some of these bigger actors don't get more hands-on other than they're just lazy. Because like Brad Pitt could be doing this kind of stuff. Like Will Smith has obviously like lost his way, and like I think Will Smith's movie career is over. But like if you're a big name actor, I would want to be involved in every aspect. I would want to be like picking out the best scripts and something that I think is going to be the coolest thing. But a lot of these actors, I just think they're a little bit lazy and don't put the effort in because they're just going to show up, stand here, deliver these lines, and then walk away and let somebody else deal with all the other stuff. Whereas like seeing Tom Cruise be hands-on in every aspect of his movie, I want those movies to succeed because I want somebody that cares about what they're doing. So
I think the process is super boring. Like
it
Brad
probably
Pitt,
is behind the scenes, but
yeah, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they said that he designed the house. He said no, this couple wouldn't live in a house like this. They would live in a house like this instead.
Yeah.
He designed that house. So he gives a shit about certain movies, but
right.
Yeah, like why hasn't he done any more? Like it's really weird because he hasn't really done a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No, the closest thing he did Bullet Train.
Yes,
and
he also did that. It almost because I think that the choreography of Bullet Train, the guy who did that was the guy who did the same fight sequence because he was in the Sandra Bullock movie where he played.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was like the same kind of fight stuff, and it's almost like the Sandra Bullock was like a practice.
Yeah.
For the Bullet Train role, like
Bullet Train,
or something.
I liked Bullet Train. I thought it was a really good movie. I don't think it got enough attention. For whatever reason. I think it was just a weird marketing thing, but it was a really fun movie. I thought the Sandra Bullock movie that he was in had potential, but they missed the mark with the red. And then when they, I don't want any spoilers, but what happens to his character was
yeah.
Like
I think that's the only reason he said yes to it, though.
Yeah, it was kind of a laugh, but it was also like it didn't fit the vibe of the rest of the movie. It was pretty lighthearted, and it was I was like, "Whoa, geez!" So
he could do the movie for 2 weeks, and that was it. So
yeah,
how we gonna get rid of him after 2 weeks?
I can come in and shoot. I'll shoot 2 weeks, and you'll get, and then we'll trade off with Bullet Train. But yeah, both felt like actors were coming in and out of there doing their stuff and then getting gone. It was like, and that probably hurt him a little bit because it feels, I don't know, it gives the movie a weird vibe.
It does.
But I did like Bullet Train.
Yeah. I liked the Sandra Bullock movie too, to be honest. I thought it was fun.
I liked it. There was parts of it that I thought could have been a little bit better, where they would have sold it a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand. I understand that perspective.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up. No, we're gonna wrap it up. And we're gonna be gone next week, but we will be back 2 weeks from now. So definitely appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for showing up. If you're new to the channel, you're watching on the Rewind, hit the like. Please hit subscribe. Trying to build this channel up. The more subscribers I get, the more it helps the channel out, and we can keep building bigger and better from that. Thank you, Rob, for being here tonight. Thanks, everybody in the chat. And everybody have a great Thursday. And we are out of here. And
bye, everybody.